Madonna at 67 is still a global icon. Most people see the glitter, the headlines, and the crowns, but some now call her life a tragedy. I grew up a Madonna kid, and I wondered if that was true. What is the truth behind Madonna's life at 67? I first met her on MTV and felt pure shock and freedom. Her career runs from 1983 to right now without a pause. She has released 14 studio albums and kept pushing pop forward. Songs like a Prayer in 1989 and Hung Up in 2005 shaped culture. People call her the Queen of Pop, and that title did not come cheap. Yet fame can hide a quieter weight that no spotlight touches. Today, I am pulling back the curtain on the wins and the wounds. We will look at the hits, the films, the battles, and the myth of tragedy. Think of your favorite Madonna song and what it says about her legacy. Let's start with the legend that set the bar for everyone else. Madonna's songs are not just hits, they are pop landmarks. Like a Virgin in 1984, Vogue in 1990, and Hung Up in 2005 rewired radio. Confessions on a Dance Floor sold more than 10 million copies and went #1 in 40 countries. That album even earned a Grammy for Best Dance and Electronic Album. Billboard has praised it as the best-selling dance album of the 2000s. Across decades, she moved culture, not just charts. She is widely ranked among the best-selling female recording artists in history, with hundreds of millions sold. Her tours turned arenas into theaters and clubs into cathedrals. Each era delivered a new visual language, from lace and crosses to slick disco neon. For many of us, these songs marked first kisses, breakups, and brave choices. So we start with a simple truth: the scale is massive. A resume like this makes people expect only triumph forever. But could even a mountain of wins carry hidden costs we rarely see? Hold that thought as we step into how she keeps changing the rules, because staying on top for this long takes more than luck. Madonna changed faster than pop could label her. Each era arrived with a new sound, a new body language, a new risk. In the 80s, she was a street-smart rebel with sharp hooks. In the 90s, she turned provocation into art and challenged the gatekeepers. In the 2000s, she spun a bright disco revival that felt like sunlight. When backlash hit, she refused to shrink and learned to redirect the heat. The Like a Prayer video sparked outrage and then set a template for bold storytelling. Years later, she called new music medicine for my soul as she worked in the studio. She rejoined Warner Records in 2021 to protect and celebrate her legacy. She reunited with producer Stuart, the architect behind Confessions, to spark a new phase. This is not nostalgia, this is strategy and stamina. At 67, she still edits her own myth in real time. How did she avoid fading away? By moving first, changing fast, and turning noise into fuel. And just when you think the story is set, another chapter begins. She is not just a singer, and that matters. Madonna won a Golden Globe for Best Actress for Evita in 1997. Her turn as Eva Perón proved she could carry a film with grit and grace. Before that, Desperately Seeking Susan in 1985 made her a movie star and a style force. She has also directed and produced, pushing into the creative rooms where choices are made. Her fingerprints are on fashion, from layered lace to power corsets to street couture. Voguing moved from queer ballrooms to the global stage because she believed in it. She built worlds on stage where dance, film, and theater met pop hooks. Even her soundtracks, like tender mid-90s ballads, expanded her range. This is a career that spills past radio and into every corner of culture. Calling that a simple music story ignores half the canvas. It also sets up a question we cannot dodge. If her reach is this wide, why do some reach for the word tragedy? To answer that, we have to talk about the person inside the myth. Let's step into the rooms the cameras rarely show. Behind the glamour, there's a life with scars. Madonna lost her mother to illness when she was 5, in 1963. She has shared how that early loss left a quiet ache and fierce drive. A remarried home made her feel like an outsider, and she built armor. That armor helped on stage, but it came from real grief and fear. Later came public love and public breakups, with every headline amplified. Her marriage to Sean Penn ended in 1989 under a harsh spotlight. Her marriage to Guy Ritchie ended in 2008 with custody tension. She became a single mother to 6 children, both biological and adopted. Balancing family and fame meant late flights, school runs, and microphones at dawn. She made art from pain, turning private storms into songs people could hold. This is the human chapter many skip when they scroll past the glitter. She battled loss, tabloids, and the daily pressure to be perfect. She survived all that, but time is the test no one escapes. So how does a legend face age when the whole world watches? Madonna is older now, and that sentence should not be a verdict. She pushes back on ageism with work, with voice, and with motion. In 2016, she said, "To age is not a sin," on a big award stage. That line was not a slogan, it was a boundary for how we talk about women. Her celebration tour in 2023 and 2024 filled arenas across continents. She danced hard, sang loud, and told stories that spanned 4 decades. More than 1 million fans showed up to see her claim her own past. She stays fit with dance and yoga and shares real, imperfect moments online. You see rehearsal sweat, not just polished photos, and that matters. Aging in public is messy, but she keeps choosing honesty over fear. She is already plotting the next act because motion is her shield and her joy. If you love deep dives into legends, subscribe to Golden American Legends. Tap like and share this with a friend who needs a little courage, because the next part asks a hard question about the word tragedy, and the answer may surprise you. Some say her life is tragic, and fans push back hard. The claim sounds dramatic, but what is the real story? Did Madonna ever call her life a tragedy? There is no record of her using that word to define herself. The phrase lives in headlines and comment boards, not in her mouth. When she speaks about hardship, she talks about growth, art, and family. Her posts show work in the studio and joy with her kids. That looks like perseverance, not despair dressed up as content. As a pop historian, I have watched these labels spin out of context. Pain is in her story, yes, but pain is not the plot. If someone means tragedy, like a Greek arc of rise and fall, that misses the point. Her through line is survival and reinvention, not doom. Still think it is all darkness? Wait until you see what she is building right now, because the next chapter is not a eulogy, it is momentum. Madonna is not done, not even close. She teased Confessions Part 2 as a Valentine gift in 2025. By late 2024, she said working on songs felt like medicine for my soul. She returned to Warner Records to align history with future moves. Reports point to a 2026 dance album that echoes her classic floor fillers. That is not a farewell, that is a runway. She kept her muscles warm on the celebration tour, remixing old hits with fresh edges. Crowds sang along across continents because the work still moves bodies and hearts. She also curated a remix anthology in 2022 to map her dance legacy. You can almost picture her in the studio, headphones on, chasing the perfect kick drum. The pulse of that room does not feel like nostalgia, it feels like fire. If this were a tragedy, the lights would be dimming by now. Instead, the volume is rising and the story is still being written. So we have to ask why tragedy sticks when the future is this busy. The answer lives in her cultural shadow, which stretches across pop itself. Madonna shaped how pop looks, sounds, and moves. She turned videos into events and tours into living museums. She made voguing mainstream and made risk feel glamorous and smart. Artists from Lady Gaga to Beyoncé to Rihanna have praised her blueprint. Fans still argue about the greatest era, from Like a Virgin to Ray of Light to Confessions. Media retrospectives keep ranking her as a fearless innovator who bends the moment to her will. She is a Grammy winner and a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee since 2008. Her influence shows up in fashion lines, arena staging, and the way stars handle controversy. People write that her music saved their teen years and taught them to be bold. That is not nostalgia, that is living impact. So if she is still setting the tone, why reduce her to a sad headline? Maybe the real lesson is how we read women who refuse to fade. Her legacy is still expanding, and her questions about art and age keep hitting home. Let's bring it back to the heart of the story, because the end of this video is not an ending for her. We traced the arc from anthems to ache and back to fire. We saw the scale of her wins and the weight she has carried. We saw a woman still working, still dancing, still learning. At 67, the word tragedy just does not fit the center of her life. If there is any tragedy, it is how often the world expects legends to fade quietly. Madonna keeps choosing reinvention over retreat and truth over easy applause. She even asked fans to help shape how her story should be told on screen. That is a forward gaze, not a curtain call. Tell me in the comments, after all this, does the title fit and what part of her journey moved you most? Tap like and share this with someone who needs a reminder that age is not a verdict. Thank you for watching and for spending time with me today. For more stories that make history feel alive, subscribe to Golden American Legends. I appreciate you, and I hope you check out our other videos next. Because pop culture keeps changing, but legends keep teaching us how to grow. I'm Sarah Reed, and I'll see you in the next one.